The information discussed on Talkin' Money with Jeff Tarbell is believed to be from reliable sources. However, no responsibility is assumed for inaccuracies. No statement made on this broadcast should be construed as a specific recommendation of a particular investment product. Views expressed are those of the speakers and do not necessarily represent those of CBS Radio. Use only as directed.
Smiles, everyone. Smiles. And prepare yourself for...
Show me the money!
Ladies and gentlemen, the radio broadcast experience designed to keep your wallet in top condition. It's Talkin' Money with Jeff Tarbell.
Talkin' money. Talkin' money. More money, more money, more money.
And now entering the studio, your guru for fiscal fitness, Jeff Tarbell.
Right. How you doing?
Good morning. What's up?
How you doing? There it goes. I can hear myself. I can hear myself. I don't want to hear myself, but I can hear myself. Yeah, we were live on a Celebrity Golf Saturday.
That's right.
Bring out your pellet umbrellas, right? Got a little hail.
Little hail.
Oh, hail, yeah.
Peace-side hail last night.
Yeah. So that should be fun for the golf, but it was at night, you said, not during the
Yeah, it's just about 5:30 or so.
Yeah, that's a
little crackle in the sky, little explosion, and down comes the hail.
Yeah, well, that's the only rain we've had. So get it all together and save it up if you would. We've got a lot of things to cover today. God, my headphones are all over the place there. There we go. I got it. A couple things that make me wonder. Am I just becoming a big a-hole, or is everybody else losing their mind?
I think you always were, weren't you?
Yeah, if you ask my wife, the answer is duh. And things are just things we could be investing in your favorite alcohol. We'll get into that a little bit too. Problem is, I always drink the profits, so it doesn't do anything good for me. But we start every show the same way. I got a whole bunch of fun real estate stuff too, and John's got some cool quiz stuff. We'll give away some passes. Do you have the concert? Can you pull up the concert schedule? I don't have it. So Hellwood concert schedule coming up. Got a couple tickets for that. So got some Rivercats baseball tickets as well, and some Round Table Pizza if you're into that too. We start every show the same way. Which soccer shirt are you wearing today?
Just Average Joe's from Dodgeball.
Oh, yes. Okay. Now that is acceptable. What's on your mind there?
As most people know, Isaiah Thomas is going to the Phoenix Suns, which is tough to see. He had most heart I have ever seen from a Kings player. Got everything out of his ability. Always tried hard. You can never be mad at Isaiah Thomas because of how hard he tried, his hustle. But listening to the callers call in, it's kind of crazy how everything has to be absolutes. So on one side, you have people saying like, oh, the Kings are going to regret this. All-star MVP in the next years. It's just like, what are you talking about? I love Isaiah Thomas. I don't think he's going to be an MVP or all-star anytime soon. And then on the other side, you have, well, I mean, come on. He wasn't that. He really didn't play the point guard position that well to begin with because they only had 28 wins. Well, it wasn't because of Isaiah Thomas.
Right.
So I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just this need to be first type of mentality, need to put your
mark on the
prediction out there first, but it's never always just like, you know what, he had a great career. Hopefully he has a good career going forward with the Suns. Nothing but the best. It's got to be, oh, terrible move. This is going to be horrible. He's going to blow the Kings away. Or, oh, great move. He's terrible.
It does seem like whenever we trade somebody, though, it's almost, and maybe this is just true when you just get traded, you kind of like Spurs kicks them in the butt a little bit, and it seems like they do, pretty well the next couple seasons. But
he always had that motivation as the 60th pick.
Yeah.
And this is even more motivation.
Yeah. It's a money thing. You know what? Someone else thought he was worth more than we did. That doesn't mean we thought he was bad. It's a numerical thing. Chris, don't hang up yet. I got two questions for you. So this was John just reminded me of this one. This was the Niners opened the Levi Stadium this week. Probably the coolest building, certainly in California.
Until the new arena.
Until the new arena.
Until the new arena, right.
I'm saying currently. But I thought it was fairly interesting that the commissioner brought it up that the Raiders ought to consider using the building. What are your thoughts?
I think they should, especially with a football stadium, which is getting maximum 10 football games, 11, 12 with playoffs. And then, I mean, not many things sell at stadiums anymore. Metallica can only go on tour every so often. U2.
Right.
I mean, you need to fill up dates, especially with, these stadiums are $1 billion now.
$1.5 billion, yeah.
And it's coming from the cities. I mean, with the new arena that we're going to have here, I mean, you're going to have concerts and you're going to have different events that fit into a 18, 20,000 person stadium. But it's hard selling out 60, 70,000.
I know. And do the Raiders sell out now on their place?
They just tarped off some seats,
right.
So now they're doing better.
Right. So I think I was just telling John during the break, I think the Raiders would pick up a 50% increase just for people who want to see the building.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And then how much does it cost, other than the fact that people would steal them all, right?
Well, Jeff had a great idea. He said just put like a Raiders cover over the seats when it's a Raiders game. I mean, even if they all stole them all, who cares?
So you could turn all the seats black. Anyway, I thought that was I mean, they do it in New York, right? They do it for baseball.
Yeah.
Do they do, is Yankee Stadium, do they play?
They have 2 different stadiums.
Oh, they do? Okay, so it's just football. Okay, now here's my other question for you because I don't know where else to put this, but I thought it was interesting. The Misery Index, the longest playoff droughts in the 4 major professional sports. I'll give you hockey. It's the Edmonton Oilers. They haven't won in 8 seasons. Give me, if you can figure out one for baseball, football, or basketball, who's got the longest professional drought for being out of the playoffs?
Out of the playoffs, I think NFL is the Bills.
Yep, 14 seasons. Good.
Baseball. I'm thinking the Royals.
They're 28 seasons out of the. You've been studying. And
the NBA is going to be the toughest because there's always just like a weird one.
So the NBA they've been in the news a lot lately because they're trying to decide whether they want to trade or keep this guy, Kevin Love.
Oh, so Timberwolves.
Timberwolves have been out 10 seasons.
Right about where the Kings are.
Getting close, right? Getting very close to the Kings. So good, you got 2 out of 2. Would you have got the hockey one or?
No way.
No, okay, yeah. All right, I guess I give me. That's good. 2 out of 3. So good job, Chris. All right, number here in the studio 339-1140. I think Chris, can you scroll up on the? I think the text thing is working there. 44-1140. We'll give it a go, and take your calls and questions if you got them. Smoke them if you got them. If you don't, we'll roll on here today. I did have a couple things this week. Actually, a fairly quiet week financially.
Still a roller coaster ride.
Financially.
Still a roller coaster ride.
Geopolitically,
right.
I mean, has there been a bigger week in a long time? And this is not a political show, but I mean, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing from our leadership. Nobody seems to give a damn what we think or do anymore. We don't do anything. So, but if my wife Kim was bringing up this morning, if you're Malaysian Air now, do you just shut down? Or do you're like, I was trying to think now, was it Carnival Cruise that flipped over? I mean, yeah. So I know we have short memories in the United States, but do you change your name? I mean, it's a country. I mean, we just call you, M. I mean, I don't know. It's not their fault. Maybe both of them might not even be their fault. But now you've got 2 planes that are, and you're flying along at 35,000 feet and you get blown out of the sky. That is the last damn thing you're thinking about. That is amazing. I mean,
truly.
It's just amazing.
Yep.
And incredibly sad, obviously. But what a week of stories. It did rattle the markets a little bit during the week. Primarily the the bond market. And remember, when people get panicky about stuff, they move to safe havens. They move their money over to say, I'm just going to sit there because I don't know what's going to happen. And so people move their money over into bonds. So interest rates came down this week. So if you want to say there's some, that's the positive side of the market movement. The downside is the stock market tanked out a little bit until Friday. And I guess we've come to the conclusion now that the United States isn't going to do anything about anything. And so on Friday they figured, okay, we'll watch the president. We'll see if he's going to get really PO'd or not about this, and we're going to do something. And, he sucked on his thumb, and that was it. And we're not going to do anything. We're going to get an investigation. Great. Well, I guess we'll just keep buying stocks.
With lots of promises.
We're not going to cause a war over any of these things, even though there's other wars going on. So the market took back off again on Friday, and, it's like nothing happened. So like John said, we play celebrity golf, and we move on. It didn't happen here.
Yeah.
But interesting week. So that was a little bit of a zigzag, if you will. Rates have generally been improving a little bit though, so I think that's been good. I did have a chance. Speaking of businesses, John, if you're not aware that when John and I finally give up the radio, we're gonna fully commit to the Goober business, which is our version of Uber, which means the website won't work. But if you stand out there, your thumb in the air, we'll try to find someone to find you. But I did have a chance to, as much as we've talked about Uber, I've never really used it because, quite frankly, why? I live 5 minutes from there isn't an opportunity for me on a daily basis to need a cab or a ride. But I was in San Francisco on Tuesday for a conference for one day, and everybody there who I was meeting with, just different friends, the guys from San Diego, and they all live in big cities. They travel a lot, and they're like, they don't even recognize a cab now. It was Uber here, Uber there. And I'll give you an example, because I just thought it was kind of a convenient thing, but it was, but so some of us took the Uber ride over to the Mission District to have dinner, and another buddy of mine took a cab over because he came over later on. His cab ride was $27. Our Uber ride in the Black Town car was $17. Coming back, we just took the first car available. It was $9, and that's no tipping. They don't tip on Uber. $9 for what was a $27 cab ride.
I didn't even know that. So no tipping.
You can.
You
but
can.
For the most part, you don't. In fact, there's no exchange of money.
Oh, that's right. It's all
when you sign up on your Uber,
right.
you assign your credit card to it,
right.
and you look at it, and it really is the coolest thing, because if you're so one of the challenges, or one of the I guess the things that have been bothering me the most about my daughter leaving and going to college to a big school or big city, is that her residence and her school are about 16 blocks apart. And that was starting to, bother me a little bit about, okay, if you're studying late, all these things that are going on. So I set her up for an Uber account. And what you do when you do that is you also put in a picture of yourself and other things too. But you can then pull up your phone and you can look around and say, okay, hey, look, there's 5 cars right around me. And if there's not, it'll tell you this person will be here in, 8 minutes. And that driver has your picture and your name. And so you can sit inside the building where it's safe. You don't stand outside trying to hail a cab, and you can wait. And you can follow the car's progress, and it'll see it's there. And that car pulls up, and it's not like John can run out and go, hey, great, I'm here for, I need a ride. I'm here for Chris. And I got Chris's picture. I know what Chris looks like. And so it'll take you off. And if you want to know how much it costs, you can put in point A, point B, and it'll tell you this is a $12 ride. And you can also hail cabs with it, too. And you can select from any car, for a Black Town car to a Suburban. And if you're in Europe and overseas, you can go Uber helicopter and Uber aircraft, and you can pull up the nearest helicopter. And they haven't got that approved with the FAA here yet. So I mean, it is just incredibly. Now I get. You look at this article here out of London. This was from last month, and actually, I had some family that were there when this happened. But you start to see why the taxi drivers and these people are furious, because I mean, there is no limit to the number of. If you want to be. So Chris has a brand new car, and he decides, I need to help pay for this a little bit, or I'm only working in the mornings. He gets set up with Uber. He gets the Uber iPhone. He just turns the thing on and says, "Hey, I'm available." Boom, here I am at Madison Avenue. Anybody right here need a ride? And he can immediately be in business as long as he passes the check. Now Chris is going, "Damn, I'm on this. I actually might have to vacuum that thing out."
Yeah, trade in my Cavalier.
Yeah. So you all of a sudden you have a company that has unlimited access to unlimited vehicles, and unlimited people getting you around. So it is an amazing opportunity. But what I didn't know was there's a significant cost difference to the consumer. And so if I owned a cab company, particularly if I had to go through all the rigmarole, you think about New York City, how hard it is to get one of those cab tags. Mm-hmm. It's almost impossible, and it's expensive, and you're paying all these fees and these dues. And all of a sudden now I got a competition that doesn't have to live by the same rules. I would be furious. As a consumer, I'm thrilled. As a cab owner, I would be furious.
Yep.
So it's interesting. I did post a link on the Talkin Money Facebook page. There's a link there. If you want to try Uber for free, you can click on that link. It'll give you a code of mine, and your first ride is free, so you can check it out. So it's pretty fun. But I think for my daughter, or for single women, or for people who don't want to put themselves in an unsafe position, to be able to stay somewhere that's safe, order a vehicle to come to get you. When the vehicle pulls up, go out and get in it and go. Hell of a deal.
Best thing is if you happen to be downtown. Like I do this, if I know I'm going to be out town drinking with friends or that, it's so much easier and so much more relaxing knowing just get Uber, pick me up, drop me off somewhere, and then they'll pick me up someplace else and take me home.
Yeah, so you've used them in the past a little bit?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
and it's just so easy. And then because I've had problems before where you call a cab and it'll be like half hour, well maybe,
yeah.
And then you never know when it's coming or where they are,
or they pick somebody else up on the way over.
Yeah.
I did see. So I was playing out with the app. I live out in Placer County, which obviously is not a big downtown area. You can pick a spot. Say, hey, give me a ride from here to here, and it'll tell you, okay, our closest driver is 18 minutes from you, and if you want to go from here to downtown, the fare will be $22 or whatever, and just click here if you want to do it, and we'll send the guy out to pick you up. Which car do you want, or what want first available? So I agree. It's an amazing concept. My question to the guys we were driving with is that I was telling them about our Goober concepts, and they said, yeah, go ahead and do it. I mean, you've heard of Google, but there's also Bing, and there's also Yahoo, and there's other ones. It all comes down to just the technology and the capabilities. But there'll be another, and there already is one. There's the one that does the pink mustache. Who's that?
Lyft. So
I just don't want to drive around with the pink mustache in the front of the car. there's the difference there. So anyway, it was an interesting little foray there into that business model, and I think it's going to clearly it's awesome. So the other thing I mentioned.
And next week you're going to be using Bitcoins, right?
Yeah, if I pay with my Bitcoin. No, because if I use one Bitcoin's like $800, I'd be able to drive to New York and back. So the other part of our visit this week was UC Santa Cruz. Anybody ever been there? Have you?
I have. Up in the trees.
Yeah, I expected to see some like little commune stoner school, and it was a big
sitting on the beach.
Big commune stoner school. Yeah. But that is one massive ranch, isn't it?
It is huge.
It overlooks right into the Monterey Bay, and
until you go up there and drive through, you don't have any conception of what UC Santa Cruz is.
No, and I was completely lost. I was trying to find like a lacrosse field that was somewhere, and there is a ton of construction going on, all new buildings and new dorm residences. It's very impressed. Mm-hmm. Very, very cool looking university. So that was another surprise. I mean, what I expected was one thing, and then it was completely.
Except your hotel stay was very comforting.
My hotel stay. I always stay in the world's worst hotel in Santa Cruz, but that's my own choice. So, hey, let's get into our first break of the morning. We got some fun stuff for you. We'll get back and figure out if it's just me losing my mind or is everybody else in the world doing it. And I've got some fun real estate stuff to do as well today. Gas tax, the California drought, the estimated cost 1 year of the drought. Think about that for a minute. That's not our quiz question. We'll come back and talk about that. Maybe we can afford to build some more water structures if we need to. But John's got a quiz question for you. What's our next concert, by the way?
Our next concert is in the concert series at Hellwig is going to be Garrett Wilkin and the Parrot Heads, which is a Jimmy Buffett celebration, and that'll be August 23rd.
Okay. We got a pair of tickets for that, Chris. I'm not sure how many I have, so at least just keep it to one on that. Got some River Cats baseball tickets if you're into that, and I got some Round Table Pizza if you're into that. So what do you got there, speaking of the internet and stuff? Are you doing that?
Speaking of geopolitical, since we're not political, our Vice President Joe Biden took a little trip to see the World Cup.
Okay.
What was the total cost of his one-day trip?
Okay. That includes like beer,
flight, hotel, maybe some people have to watch after him, things of that sort.
And he probably got the tickets for free, so that's probably not even in there. So one night cost for our Vice President to watch USA versus, was it Ghana they played? Nope.
No, USA Ghana.
Was it? Who did they play?
That was the first game.
That was the first game? Yeah, so it was USA Ghana.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, USA. Did we win that game? We must have won that game.
2-1.
2-1. There you go. So at least for our money, we got a win out of it. So what was the cost for one night for the United States Vice President to watch USA versus Ghana? I will tell you that it was more than most of us will make in our entire career working every single day of the week. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. You can text us at 441140. We'll take the couple the closest to it. This is Talkin' Money. We are live on a Saturday. John Fotorero, Jeff Tarbell, and we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be
right back, Jack.
Hi, this is Jeff Tarbell, your host of Talkin' Money. Every once in a while, we get an unexpected short-term drop in mortgage rates. Well, guess what? Today's your lucky day. Mortgage rates on purchase, refinance, even some construction loans are in the midst of a temporary drop. But don't wait, because we know these drops don't last long. Take this time, save yourself some money. Give me a call right now, 916-338-9400, 916-338-9400, or visit me online at jefftarbell.com.
DRE license 013-90474.
It's loans and home runs. And now it's your time to hit a home run with any purchase or refinance loan. Hi, this is Jeff Tarbell, your host of Talkin' Money. Don't get thrown out of the game with some inexperienced lender. Let me help you personally. Give me a call today, 916-338-9400, 338-9400, or online at jefftarbell.com. And when your loan closes, you can receive 4 tickets to any Rivercats home baseball game. Hey, we'll see you out at the park. GRE 010-53700 and MLS 249176.
Only Toyota has huge summer savings on some of the most reliable, longest-lasting vehicles on the road. And only Toyota lets you save big on Camry, the most popular car in America. Hurry into your Toyota dealer and for a limited time, save big on Camry with $1,500 cash back. Or get 0% financing plus $500 bonus cash.
Only Toyota.
Toyota, let's go places. Offers available through TFS to well-qualified buyers with premium-rated credit and end August 4th.
This weekend at Guitar Center, turn your used gear into new gear. Our experts are buying qualified guitars, amps, keyboards, drums, and more. We'll pay you on the spot and give you additional savings on that new piece of gear you really want. Plus hundreds of other deals throughout the store. Like all keyboards up to 20% off. All headphones and hand percussion 15% off. Or a Fender DG60 acoustic guitar, now only $129. Plus, get special financing with your Guitar Center gear card. Guitar Center's trade-in and trade-up sales event. Now through Sunday. Details at your local store and guitarcenter.com.
So, the 2015 models are arriving at Maida Mazda.
Yeah, but Maida Mazda still has over 130 new 2014 Mazdas in stock. What are we going to do?
Sell them all!
So in addition to big savings on every new 2014 Mazda, like say $6,000 savings off MSRP on every new 2014 Mazda CX-9 in stock,
Maida Mazda is also offering 0% APR financing on every new Mazda. Yes, every one. You're welcome.
Plus, Maida Mazda will include your first year's scheduled maintenance with every new Mazda. Don't ask why, just take it.
Plus, need a drum roll for this? Maida Mazda now includes a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty with every new Mazda.
And of course, Maida Mazda is your home for Maida Value Pricing. Visit MaidaMazda.com, click the Maida Value Price button, and boom, there's your price.
Get it all at Maida Mazda, Business 80 at the Fulton exit, and online at MaidaMazda.com.
Includes $500 owner loyalty, short-term financing on approved premium rated credit. Mazda's limited warranty lasts 5 years or 60,000 miles, whichever comes first. Mazda's limited warranty covers the remainder of the 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty period.
What are you spending on electricity over the next 2 years? How about zero? Declare your energy independence with the new Freedom Flex option from Peterson-Dean's Solar for America. Real zero down, with the freedom to choose up to 24 months, same as cash. We install the solar, you enjoy the savings for 24 months for free. Freedom is just a phone call away. And you get a nice VAT federal tax credit of 30%. You don't get that with a lease. Solar for America means freedom from high electricity costs. The Freedom Flex option from Peterson-Dean. How much will you save in 2 years? Call 800-564-0362. Real zero down? Check. The best installed price? Check. American made? Check. The other guys? You better check. This July, call for your energy independence with the Freedom Flex option from Peterson-Dean's Solar for America. 800-564-0362. 800-564-0362. California CSLB 468117.
Cache Creek Casino Resort invites you to join us for the upcoming Beat the Heat Golf Tournament on Sunday, August 24th, held at beautiful Yocha Dehe Golf Club. The 4-person scramble event's entry fee is $110 per person, and entry fee includes golf, cart, practice balls, tee prize, and lunch and award ceremony. Sign up today for the Cache Creek's Beat the Heat Golf Tournament on August 24th by calling 530-796-GOLF or going to CacheCreek.com. Cache Creek Casino Resort. Play here. Play the best.
Good phone. Sit. Speak. Teach your phone new tricks. Download the radio.com app now at iTunes and Google Play stores and listen to KH2K Sports 1140 on your smartphone.
Morgan Mechanical, your local trained comfort specialist to replace your air conditioner.
Talkin' money.
Well, alrighty then. We're back to Talkin' Money with Jeff Tarbell.
Right. How you doing? Got a couple phone lines open if you want to jump in today. 339-1140. Our text line is now open, 44-1140. So we got a quiz question hanging out there. And remember, if you send us an answer, make sure you give us either your full phone number or your name and address. We can send you out some tickets and let us know what you want. Did you get maybe we'll let this hang for just another minute. We got the 916 to 496. That was pretty close. So if you want to email us your name and address back and let us know whether you want tickets to the Hellwig concert series or some River Cats, we'll get that out to you. Question was...
so we're talking about Vice President Biden took a trip one-night trip to Brazil for the USA vs. Ghana World Cup game, as well as some meetings with the president and vice president of Brazil. So the total cost for one night, this is spread over the airfare,
hotel rooms, beer,
Secret Service, beer, etc.
Adult.
How much for one night?
We'll let that hang out there. We did get another one from the 916, which is that was a little. He gave us a big spread there, so we'll let that hang. We'll pick up a couple more winners too, and what else? Oh yeah, just make sure you give us your name and your address as well. But you said he was appointed.
Yeah, remember last summer when President Obama appointed Joe Biden to head the campaign to cut waste, to root out wasteful government spending.
Oh, I guess that campaign's over.
And we've all been anxiously awaiting for the results. And
I got one big concept.
Yeah. Next.
Yeah, we just cut the whole government off. So we'll let that hang out there a little bit too. And okay, there's Rob. So he's got it. Chris, you can give him. So we got two winners. They're surrounding it. So what was the answer there?
$2.2 million.
$2.2 million for one night. Okay, a little more than most of us will make our entire life. But hey, it's only money. It's only money.
You got to get to the soccer game, right?
I'm sure it was a good game. So we'll get Rob and Joel. We're close on those. We'll get them out some tickets on that. I mentioned before the break. Is it just me? Am I becoming the bigger person with lack of? Articles now. I almost don't want to read the paper anymore. And two of them were right in this morning's paper too. Just kind of caught me, both of them, right off the top. And I'm thinking, is it just me? Is it just me? This one out of right up the road here, Yuba Superior County Court. Excuse me, not county. Yuba Superior Court awarded a homeowner $16.2 million this week in a case against PHH Mortgage Servicing. And believe me, I am no fan of PHH Mortgage Servicing. I don't know them at all. I don't have a loan with them. Servicing, as a general rule, is just tough. But a lot of them screw up. But this is the case. A homeowner in Plumas Lakes was awarded the damages after a 3-year battle with PHH Mortgage Services out of New Jersey. And this is, here's the details as it sounds. A homeowner who nearly lost his home in foreclosure after the loan servicer botched the loan modification process was awarded $514,000 in compensatory damages and $15.7 million in punitive damages.
Can you see how big my eyes just got?
Now, this is the deal. The homeowner in 2006 bought a house. In 2009, filed for bankruptcy protection because he was having some job problems. It happens. Happens to a lot of people. And in 2010, PHH agreed to a loan modification. Supposed to reduce the homeowner's payments a little bit. And I guess they botched it up. I mean, they said, okay, you can make us $1,500, and they would bill them $2,000, and then they would bill them $1,700. Then they said, we're not applying anything to your principal. And that's not new news. I mean,
I was going to say that sounds pretty standard so far.
I totally agree with the homeowner. That is a big pain in the rear. But we have just awarded this person, by the way, who did not lose his house. We just awarded him on a $260,000 loan, $514,000 in compensatory damages and $15 million in punitive damages. This is a person who agreed to make a loan payment back and didn't make them for whatever reason, and then got the bank to agree to some sort of modification, and the bank screwed it up, and he had to file bankruptcy and save his house. So still has the house, and just got, how much did it?
15.7.
$16 million total. This is a freaking outrage. I don't care how you look at it. I don't care how much you want to slap any lender on the back for screwing up their payments. I mean, at a minimum, we could have just said, okay, hey, they screwed up really bad. What if we just gave him the house, $260,000, and forgave the loan? We didn't even do that. We gave him $16 million because he was dissatisfied with his loan modification.
Ridiculous.
Okay, this is where I wish we were on satellite radio, because all of the adjectives and verbs would come out of my mouth. Are you kidding me? What have we become? And if you sit around thinking, well, good, PHH, they deserve it. Maybe they do. This is going to cost every one of us.
Yep.
I mean, God forbid you ask for a loan modification go forward from any lender. They're going to look at this and say, hell no. Make your payments or get the hell out. These are your two options: pay us or get out. Because if we do this and you don't like the way it goes, we're going to get sued for $15 million. Chris, you're going to have to increase the delay on our system. I mean, is it just me?
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
I mean, the guy wasn't killed. He didn't lose a finger. He didn't lose his damn house. I'm telling you, people, the fallout from these type of things is going to be enormous, and it's going to affect all of us that do make our house payments or do have a minor issue that we need a little help on, just something reasonable to ask for. Okay, I'm sure that'll get overturned in some way or another, or get minimized. But that is not good.
Yeah, not a good precedent.
That is not good. And this is, you can say, well, you work in the mortgage. I don't work in the service. I don't give a damn where the PHH gets filed $15 million. If they screwed up, then smack them. If they do, but we just awarded a homeowner $16 million on a $260,000 loan, which he didn't even pay back. Please.
What else did you read about?
Test number one. I could barely. We may have to take a break. Number two. This is out of Detroit this morning. The Detroit Public Works Department has decided they're going to cut off water service to 17,000 homeowners. And you look just like John looked like, oh, what? And they're throwing a rally in downtown saying water is a human right. The reason they are cutting off water service to 17,000 homeowners is 17,000 homeowners aren't paying their bill. They haven't paid them in a long, long time.
Cut it off yesterday.
A long, long time. And there is now an outrage from everybody that how could you cut off our water service?
Unbelievable.
Well, water's a right. There's a river down there. You can put a bucket on your back or your head, or you can get one of them big Slurpee straws, and you can go down and fill up and bring it to your house. Water delivery isn't a right. So someone had to get up every morning. Someone had to go up every morning and go to work and make the water treatment plant work and deliver the water to you. And they would like to get paid so that they don't miss their house payment and get, and so getting paid for doing your job is a right. And so 17,000 people there aren't paying their bills. And so they just said, what, we don't know what else to do. We're in bankruptcy. This is Detroit. We've got to do something.
Should have done it a long time ago.
And so the minute they sent out the notice their water's going to be cut off, 6,000 of them paid their bills right off the bat. So now they're down to 11,000. But there's
actually turn it off. See how quick it goes.
Well, John, that would be,
that would not be
politically
okay.
correct. I mean, I get, and they've gone so far even to say, hey, if you need some financial help, or we need call us at least, and let's try to work on something. We'll work on a plan for you. We're not here to cut off water, but you just cannot not pay. And now this is look at it's a huge rally in Detroit. Water is our right. It is down there.
If you pay your bill.
Go get a bucket and grab some. We're not going to deliver to your house for you. That's not your right. So I know there's things in the paper this morning that are just making me go. I'm not sure what I got going on. Speaking of, we'll get in. I'll wrap up all the government BS and we'll get on to some of the other stuff too. Two things I did note out of there, and this I did not know. So there's a little bit of the gas tax we're paying, the federal gas tax. Basically, the money gets taken by the feds and gets shipped back to the states. And there's a little problem right now with how we're going to continue funding that, or if we're going to continue doing it, we are, and how we're going to ship the money back. And basically, it hasn't been resolved on the next wave of federal gas tax. But the states are saying, hey, wait a minute, we don't just use that for roads. In fact, we've used very little for roads. We actually use that to live on. And if you guys are going to quit sending us money, and by the way, did you notice when you went to the gas tank last time, they didn't stop collecting the money from us? I mean, so the money's still coming in. It's just not getting shipped back to the states. The congressional impasse, for example, Texas spends 25% of its fuel tax revenue just on education. This is the one I like, though. This is where I think the genius is. Why, if we're collecting gas tax, shouldn't we use some of it for roads? I mean, we have terrible roads, but Oregon, in 2001, I like this. Oregon began issuing debt to pay for highway projects and front-loaded the borrowing to hasten projects. They went from spending $350 million a year to $700 million a year. Basically, they say, okay, look, we got this money, this income stream coming. Let's get the roads fixed. We'll issue a debt, and we'll just have the income come in and pay it. So now they got all these bonds outstanding, and the money's not coming in. So this will be more. You'll hear more about this as the screaming will continue here as states don't get the money. My question is this: nationwide, the states now collect more than $40 billion a year in gas tax revenue. All these electric vehicles and hybrid cars. How is that going to? The number is going to go down. right? If we all start driving, Teslas, that number is going to go to zero. I mean, that's the goal, right? We want to stop using gas. So what are we going to do about that decreasing number? It's just something to think about. But anyway, if they don't get this resolved, there'll be some screaming. You're going to see some governors down there with pitchforks. Yeah, we're taking over. And my last little note before the break. How are we doing on time? Yeah, we're going to be right, perfect there. California's drought estimated to cost 1 year. Anyone want to take a guess? $2.2 billion in lost income revenue and increased expenses. They figure it'll cost about $500 million more this year just in pumping costs to pump water out of the ground. You start looking at you start looking at take a look at like Shasta Lake. There's a proposal to raise it. I want to say it's 8 to 10 feet because it was designed for more than it is now. So 8 to 10 feet of water on that big of a lake would be like another Folsom Lake size. If it rained to fill it up.
Yeah,
big catch there. Estimated cost $500 million. That's a lot of dough, but that's less than a quarter of 1 year what we're going to lose just this year. So we're going to have to start looking.
Fill them up.
We're going to have to start looking at some of these infrastructure projects and say, hey, look at. We would this year alone we would have got a good return on our money if we'd had another Folsom Lake worth of water. But I think you're going to see some real pressure now against those who fight those projects. Some real pressure to get some more storage because we keep getting more peoples.
So if California turns into 6 states, how does all this?
Well, then I'll be the governor of one of them. I'm not sure which.
Ding,
ding. Yeah, that's right. Let's take it. We get another quiz question for you. 339-1140. 1-800-920-1140. We gave away Rivercats tickets the last time, so we do have a pair of tickets for the Jimmy Buffett concert, Jimmy Buffett tribute band, I guess, concert up at Hellwig Winery if you want to check that out. Our number here in the studio, 339-1140, or you can text us at 44-1140. And what do you got on the quiz there, Johnny?
So whose Facebook page has grown to 100 million likes? Becoming the first page to do so. So who has the first 100 million likes on Facebook for their page? Whom is that? They have 8% of Facebook's entire universe.
That is a lot of people.
As users.
100. So the first person to hit 100 million likes on their page. Wow. That's going to be like something like Gandhi or something, right? So, I mean, it's got to be someone big. 339-1140. 1-800-920-1140. You can text me at 44-1140.
We're going to be.
The people will never see the money that your show, see that money. I'm not sure which money we're talking about. Your show's turned into a conservative whiner show. Turn the station. My show. You get them to do your own. You can do whatever you want to do, too. We'll be right back, Jack. Hi, this is Jeff Tarbell, your host of Talkin' Money. Have you recently had a foreclosure, short sale, or bankruptcy? Typically, the waiting period for getting a new loan can range from 2 to 7 years, depending on your situation. However, effective immediately, you may qualify for a new loan only 1 day after a short sale or foreclosure, or 6 months after a bankruptcy. If you're looking to buy or refi, don't wait any longer. Give me a call right now, 916-338-9400. That's
338-9400, JeffTarbell.com.
DRE 0105370 and MLS 249176.
The 2014 Rivercats baseball season is underway with entertainment for the whole family. Baseball Bingo Mondays, presented by Cache Creek. Toyota Family Value Tuesdays, with $1 dogs and $1 desserts. Miller Lite Thirsty Thursdays, with $2 beers. Fireworks Fridays. Sutter Health Fireworks Saturdays, and more. Tickets start at just $8 at Rayleigh Field's Roundtable Pizza Ticket Office and at rivercats.com. Rivercats Baseball. Catch the feeling.
Now is the time to go to your local Kubota dealer, where you can get a great deal on a new Kubota RTV during Kubota's Gear Up and Go sales event. Thinking about a new utility vehicle? Why not choose the top-selling diesels in the U.S. for the past 10 years? The flagship Kubota RTV X1100 combines styling with features like a premium all-weather grand cab, extra-duty independent rear suspension, and power steering. Right now, get your own Kubota RTV X Series for 0 down and 0% financing for up to 48 months. So for a great deal, think orange at the Kubota Gear Up and Go sales event. For more information or to find a participating dealer, go to CaliforniaKubotaDealers.com.
0 down, 0% APR financing for terms up to 48 months on selected equipment now through September 30th, 2014. Not available for rental national accounts or government customers. 0% APR low rate financing not available with instant rebate offers. Financing available through Kubota Credit Corporation USA subject to credit approval. Other exceptions may apply. For more information, call toll free 1-888-465-8268.
Hi folks, Lon Lundgren, Mr. Motorhome, the guy to see about an RV. It's that time of year, folks. The sun is shining and it's RV time. Lake Tahoe, the coast, Giants games, A's games. There's no better way to enjoy life than an RV from Mr. Motorhome. So pack up the whole family and come see our great new location and exciting parts superstore, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, just 10 minutes from downtown Sacramento. And check us out at MrMotorhome.com.
Let's hear it for hands. Endlessly adaptable, amazingly useful. They're a collection of nimble digits that are just as adept at turning things off as they are at switching them on, which is a skill that will prove very handy if a major heat wave or wildfire threatens power outages and state officials call a flex alert. Responding to high demand for electricity. If that happens, we all know what to do. Turn off unnecessary lights at home and at work. Adjust your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, and postpone using appliances like washers and dryers, electric-powered equipment, and electronics until after 6 p.m. So let's hear it for hands. In case of a flex alert, they have all the power we'll need. For tips, updates, and more, visit flexalert.org. And for other ways to save money by saving energy, see your local utilities website.
Go to Big O Tires at 56 and Folsom Boulevard Saturday and donate to Alex's Lemonade Stand. Fighting against childhood cancer. Free face painting, hot dogs, hamburgers, and drinks between 10 a.m. and 1 for donating. That's this Saturday at Big O Tires, 56 and Folsom Boulevard.
So, you want to thank your client with a gift, but it's got to be an epic win. The answer? Cupcakes. Cupcake Craving has gourmet cupcakes featuring your business's logo. Your clients will eat them up. And Cupcake Craving makes it easy with online ordering, delivery, and monthly billing. Just email us your logo and we make it happen. Like we do for Talkin' Money radio host and Comstock Mortgage Vice President, Jeff Tarbell.
You know, so often when a business transaction is over, a mere thank you just doesn't seem sufficient. And for years now, I've used Cupcake Craving to deliver that extra big thank you to my client's home or office. You know, that little extra touch adds a smile to their face and acts as a great way to solidify our future business relationship.
From boardrooms to church socials, weddings, and school functions, Cupcake Craving is perfect anytime. Visit us today in Sacramento at How About Arden, Riley Street in Folsom, and at Sugar Daddy's on East Street in Davis. Or call 916-923-5995. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and order your epic win online at cupcakecraving.com.
Talkin' Money! And we're back to Talkin' Money. And here's Jeff Tarbell.
Right. Just shy of the 100 million likes on our page. We're almost to 1,000, though. We're getting there.
Hey, baby steps.
We're getting there. We'll let that hang out there a little bit more. We'll see. It was not Kim Kardashian. I'll give you that. We had this person. I'll give you a clue. It was a member of the a member of The Voice, or the judge on The Voice. The question again was, this person has a
100 million likes on her page.
Oh,
her page.
On her page. So 339-1140, or you can text us at 44-1140. We did get one person right. 916-384 is correct. If you want to send us back your name and address, if you want tickets for the Hellwood concert, or you want some River Cats or some pizza, let us know that. Text us your phone number or your address. We'll get you out there. We'll let that hang out a little bit more, too. 100 million likes on that as well. I did get an email question during the break. Jeff@jefftarbell.com was my email address. This is from Bill. I own 2 investment properties I'd like to sell. Get in line, I did too. One will net a loss, the other a gain. Bragger. Can the loss be used to offset part or all the gain and reduce the taxes due on the gain? And if so, do both transactions have to close in the same calendar year? The answer is yes and no. If you sell in this case, an investment property for a loss, you have a capital loss, and you can offset capital gains with capital losses. So, for example, let's say you sold one house this year and it was a loss. Let's just pick a number. Say you lost $50,000, and you had no other capital gains in the year. So, I mean, you could look at starting to sell. You start selling some stocks and some other things at the end of the year too that had some gains to offset them. But let's say you didn't do that. So depending on your income and all those things, you would be able to offset some of the loss in the 50. There's a cap on how much of capital loss you can take in that year. But you can carry over to the next year. So Bill had 2 houses. So next year, 2015, right off the beer, January 2nd, boom, he closes escrow on his other house. He makes $50,000 net profit. Well, now he's got $50,000 of capital gain that he can carry forward, and so he can offset those that carry forward. So yeah, you can move those around. It's not a use it or lose it type of a thing. You can nibble a little bit each year if you don't have any capital gains offset, but you can carry them down the line. Very common for us to see in the mortgage world. People will have fairly substantial capital losses. Either they had a business that they started and it kind of petered out and they kind of carried the loss forward, or in this case, Bill sold a house and had some negative carry forward. It carries forward, and so and that's why you have to get a lender and an underwriter that understands taxes to recognize, because on the bottom line, your income might be, you might have this big negative carry forward going on, and it'll freak people out. Like, whoa, what is this $100,000 carry forward? So you have to get people to understand that. But yeah, you can carry it forward. Does not happen in the same year. And keep in mind, when you're looking at gains and losses, particularly if you had a CPA doing an investment property, it's not just, I bought the house for $120 and I sold it for $170. I made $50,000. You may have bought it for $120, but likely if it was an investment property, either yourself or your CPA was depreciating that a little bit each year. So your basis in the house may be like $85,000 because each year you nibbled off a little bit of the depreciation. So your gain may be from 85 to 150 or 170 or whatever it is. So it may not be an obvious what that gain or loss is. And so keep that in mind. And also, if you depreciated that same house down and you sold it for, you may not have a loss because you may have taken it a little bit each year. So it's very good on those things when you're doing those things to get some CPA help, because the penalty for being wrong is pretty expensive.
Yeah.
So same thing with doing the short sales now. I mean, people are looking at, hey, I want to do a short sale or do some of those things in this calendar year. You better know that it's unlikely that they'll be extending the waiver on the tax waiver on those, the debt forgiveness. You ought to know what the tax bill is going to be if that comes in for doing a short sale. And this is one of the things here right out of the U.S. News part of the Wall Street Journal from the end of last month. One of the reasons the housing inventory is so low right now, two big reasons actually. One is the drop in short sales. So right at the end of 2013, when that debt forgiveness kind of provision went away, and there doesn't seem to be any appetite for bringing that back. So I just don't. If you're holding out hope for that, I don't see it right now. So short sale houses come off the market in the first quarter of 2014. Listings are down because that was a big supply of available homes that was, you didn't necessarily maybe see the for sale sign on the street because people were still living in them, but there was a lot of houses that were going into, we're going into a short sale process, and that's where people were buying. And so you combine that with, which the other one I hadn't thought about too much, although I don't know why. Baby boomers are holding on to their houses longer. Boomers may be slow to downsize. They like their houses. They're able to afford, they have equity and they can stay in them. I made a note to myself here, the reverse mortgage keeps people in their houses longer.
Right.
And the cost of leaving a residence and going into a facility, what they call here multi-unit buildings, which is either an apartment or a care facility, that's dropped 24% last year. And the reason being is if you those of you who have adult parents that are getting and aging who need some sort of assistance, and you look at the cost of putting them in an Eschaton facility versus leaving them at home and hiring somebody to come in, cost difference is staggering. It's much cheaper to leave them in their existing house. Bring a nurse in, bring a care person in there, because the big bulk of that is just the facility, right? So you got this combination now. Is people are looking around going, "God, there's just nothing to buy." There is, but comparatively, if the short sale houses people are still locked up in their short sale houses, and our population is aging and they don't want to leave or they can't afford to leave.
So something to bring up too that top of mind here is the new ruling. So if you had a short sale previously, after 2 years with 20% down,
right,
you could buy a home with conventional financing. So short sale, your first opportunity to buy, essentially, with Fannie, Freddie, or FHA would be 2 years. That rule with Fannie Mae is going away August 16th. So you're going to be at FHA 3 years after this short sale is going to be your first opportunity. There are some other loans that we have available, but make note, if somebody told you could buy a home with 20% down, conventional, 2
years.
2 years after a short sale, that is going away August 16th.
Yeah, they're going to bump it to 4.
4 years to match what Freddie Mac is doing currently.
Yeah, and so what you're starting to see now is you're starting to see other opportunities. So you look at, like at our office, there's investors now, they're coming in and saying, hey, we'll fill that gap, but we won't fill it at a 4% rate. We'll fill it at a 6% rate. Do you want to put down 20%? And most of them will do it. In our case, we have lenders that'll do it after 1 day after a short sale or a foreclosure. 1 day, 6 months to a year after a bankruptcy. That's a little different. But so you're going to start finding, true pricing now that will come in and absorb your scenario, your situation where, but they're going to want a premium in the rate.
Sure. And
instead of being like it's almost probably 2%. But you know what? If you really got to have that house, you really want to get into something while the prices are reasonable, you can refinance out of it when you hit the 4-year mark.
Right.
So,
yeah, if you're concerned about rising interest rates and rising home prices and you want to buy now, there's still opportunity. But
that's changing. Yeah, it's gonna, and you don't, as much as I still don't see a lot of people that have 20% down that can come in and do it. There's not. Most of them will wait for the FHA for year 3 or VA.
Right.
To come in and do that as well. A lot of veterans coming back in the market. It's awesome.
It's real
see
good.
those come back in.
Great loan product.
We did get a couple winners. So who hit the 100 million likes?
The queen of Facebook.
Yeah.
Shakira.
I never would have got that. Never.
So me neither. One interesting item. So in 2008, her Facebook account showed a amateur photo, one-word caption, really not so good.
Yeah.
And currently, her latest photo that was liked on her page, her main target, was liked 3.5 million times. This was a photo of her smiling on the field at the World Cup. It received 3.5 million likes.
For one picture.
Which is among the top 10 most popular on Facebook ever.
I wonder what the number one picture is. I
don't know. We're going to have to find that out.
Yeah. So this is, I'll bring this up because we're on the same topic. So when you're going through, Facebook or some of these places, you see all these crazy videos. You see a video. There's always funny videos of different things posted here. You go check this out. Well, many of those are put on by a company called usfunvideos.com. They're put on there, and the reason they're trying to drag you to their site, and they have gotten themselves in a little bit of trouble because what they're doing at the same time is they're selling advertisers videos at the same time you're watching this funny video. And you say, how do they do that? The advertiser's video is the size of 1 pixel at the bottom, basically the head size of a less than the head of that little ballpoint pen. This little video is playing it, and they're billing all these companies for their video being played while John's watching the Shakira video. Down below it is 10 videos paying from Coca-Cola, Minute Maid, and HTC, and they're billing these companies for their video was being played. We had all these eyeballs on your video. Turns out they were on a 1 pixel screen size at the same time. So be careful particularly if you're advertising with these different sites and they're saying we're getting you all these views. Well, yeah, 3.8 million people looked at her picture, but they didn't see my article at the bottom. So buyer beware. That music means we got to wrap it up. Appreciate all you that texted in today and tuned in. We'll be back live next Saturday. You gonna go up and catch a little golf?
I am. Off to the celebrity golf tournament.
Good for you. I'm gonna go out and cut the grass. So
attaboy.
It'll be just like the same thing. You can find us during the week at johnfod.com or jefftarbell.com. And please like our Talkin' Money Facebook page. We're trying to get to 1,000, just shy of Shakira. And I guess that's it for my conservative rant. We're done. Hey, we'll catch up with you guys next week. Have a safe week. Be cool. Go enjoy the golf. And don't drive with Chris as your Uber driver. That's all I got to say. We'll see you next week, everybody. Aloha.
Talkin' Money.